Today we're going to be going over some budget-friendly men's designer fragrances that smell absolutely amazing. So for this video, I tried to keep it at around $30 and below. Now, just with the way things are, prices always fluctuating on discounters, there's a good chance that some of these might move around a little bit, either in a positive or negative direction. And also some of these are right on the line as well, like they might be, $32, $33 is what it is. And, when you take a look at that price spread, even if it's a $10 difference, 31 cent versus a 21 cent, at that price level, the $10 might seem like a lot, right? But you're getting a significantly better product by spending that extra little bit of money up front. So, try not to get too caught up on that if I'm over budget by a couple of dollars, because you're still getting great scents at an affordable price. The harsh truth is that things are just getting more expensive, and it's becoming harder to find scents that are really good, that are worth mentioning in this particular price bracket. There was a point where these were all even well below what they're going for now, but due to inflation and everything else out of our control, they are creeping up a little bit. And these days you kind of are looking at the, $50, $60, $70+ range to get really, really good products a lot of the times, not always, but oftentimes you're kind of up there. And so these are some exceptions where you're spending a bit less, but still getting some great bang for your buck scents. And it's imperative to shop through discounters. You're not going to find these prices at retailers. And honestly, you hear about the rack stores and stuff, and sometimes you get lucky. It's easier just to buy them offline. Discounters, right? You're going to generally be saving more money that way, and you've got a guaranteed shot of actually getting what you want versus walking around store to store hoping you get lucky. So discounters, I'll link them up down below. You can pick these up for great prices, and I'll cover them each as we go. First things first, Ferragamo Aqua Essenziale Colonia. Fantastic, watery, aromatic, masculine, kind of traditional style men's scent here, done by Alberto Marias, an absolute master perfumer who needs no introduction. And this is right around 30 bucks here. So right there on the line. Generally speaking, his works are going to be up in the $100 range and beyond. Not very often do you get stuff done by him that are going to be at this low of a price. So definitely something admirable there. And this one does smell fantastic. It's not going to be like a blue fragrance or something that's super modern and young smelling. It does have a bit more of a masculine, mature approach, which is why I think a lot of people really like it. Personally, I could see this one going for $45, $50, but the fact that you're getting it for around $30 is an incredible deal. Definitely one to check out. Very versatile, super easy to pull off for any situation. Next up, we have Croix Lom, just the original one here. Another fantastic one that's going to be right at around that same $30 price point. Might fluctuate by a couple of bucks, is what it is. It's got orange, rhubarb, a couple different types of orange, like a mandarin orange and another type. A lot of musk in here, a little bit of vanilla in the dry down, a little bit of tonka, not a ton. It's very creamy, fruity, fresh, uplifting, kind of has this kind of, sunny spring day type of feel to it where, the sun is out in full force, but it's still a little bit cold outside, it might be 50 degrees air temperature, but the sun is out. And so when you're in the sun, it feels warmer than the air temp, right? Because it is. That's kind of what this one embodies, because you still have some of the cool weather to kind of complement this scent, but then you have the warm sun to kind of open it up and make it smell great for, just a warm day. It's kind of in that in-between spring weather and even early fall as well. I think that's when this one's best suited for. But if you wanted to wear it all year round, even in wintertime, you could. There's no problem with that. At this price point, I think it's something that offers a lot of uniqueness at the end of the day. There's not too many other things out there that really smell like this. It's a Lacoste, so, it's not a no-name designer brand or anything like that. When someone asks you what you're wearing and you say Lacoste, chances are that'll probably slightly impress most people, right? But ultimately, it's affordable, offers a lot of bang for your buck. Now this next one here, we're going way below budget. I think this is usually around $20, $20, maybe $25 in this day and age. Could have sworn at one point these were going for $17, $18, but that was years ago. Again, it just, times aren't like they used to be. It is Tommy Bahama Saint Kitts. Another one with watery notes in here, a lot of star fruit, some other citrus, some musk. Kind of smells a little bit like Versace Man Eau Fresh somewhat, although a lot more affordable, about half the price. A little bit more musky and a little bit less kind of bright compared to the Versace, but there are definitely some similarities. A lot of it's coming from that starfruit note, which is pretty unique, and that's what stands out a lot, and that's kind of what ties them together. This is just your fantastic smelling summer vacation tropical easygoing scent. If you're going on vacation, if you're just going and doing fun summer things, wear this. You know, if you're traveling, you're out $20 if you lost the bottle or broke it or something, which is something that could happen when you are moving from place to place. So that's kind of a bonus. You know, it's nice to travel with cheapies, and to find some good cheapies that are worth taking along with you can be a bit of a challenge, but this is one of them. It has a really cool texture to this bottle. It's like actually kind of soft, which is weird, but when you feel it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Again, at this price point, it's a great scent. Tommy Bahama, they do tropical summery scents very well, and this is one of them. Next up, we have Coach Platinum. So right at around $30-ish, 30, maybe 32. It's a tester, and you know, might as well just go for the testers because I don't have a cap anyway, so long as the tester is cheaper than the full presentation. It does happen sometimes for whatever reason where discounters will have the testers in and they'll be like $1 or $2 more expensive than the regular full presentation. At that point, do not get the tester. You're paying more for less presentation in terms of the box, which just doesn't make any sense to pay more at all. So don't do that. But if the tester is even a couple dollars cheaper than the full presentation, in my opinion, when you're not worrying about a cap, go that direction. How do I describe this one? I've had this for years at this point, and I kind of say it's a vanilla smelling Sauvage. So it has vanilla in here, has some pineapple, and then also you get a lot of ambroxan, lavender, pepper, aromatics. And so ultimately kind of where you get to this from is the original Coach for men smells a bit like Sauvage. Sauvage, carbon, that sort of thing, has that blue ambroxany deal going on. This is a flanker of that. And again, what they've done is they've added some vanilla, some pineapple. So it really is, it's really good. It's impressive. It smells phenomenal. It's like a gourmand version of Sauvage because the vanilla pineapple combo here is so forward. It smells really, really good. Like, this is the type of scent where I forget how good it is because unfortunately, you know, things like this, they do get kind of pushed back and forgotten about in my collection, and it's a shame. I'm testing new things all the time, new fragrances, new releases, whatever. So I'm trying to keep on top of it, and you know, it's easy to kind of let things kind of go, you know, so to speak, and get buried. And this is one where I do wish that I would think to pull it out more because it is just, it's phenomenal. Again, it's kind of like a Sauvage for wintertime as well because of that added sweetness. It has a bit more depth going on, and people who don't like Sauvage all that much, there's a good chance if they like sweet vanilla scents with a bit of leather too, they might actually really like this. At this price point, I say go for it if you have a general understanding of what you like and if this sounds like it's up your alley. Paco Rabon Ultra Red. So 100 mil testers or not testers you can get for right around that $30 range. Testers coming in at a lower price, and that is the way to go. You've got no cap of any sort on these bottles. You pull right here and it sprays right there. Just about sprayed my camera and lights to demonstrate that. That was phenomenal, right? Everybody has never seen something atomized before, so that was worth doing. But, you know, this one, it's got a lot of blood orange, praline, vanilla. It's very sweet and kind of gets compared a little bit to Mugler's Ultra Zest. And in one way or another, you can start to kind of trace some lines back to Ultra Zest, but I do think in a lot of circumstances that's becoming a little bit of a reach. They're not that close. Some similarities, but also some differences as well. Primarily being this one isn't quite as zesty as Ultra Zest. Both have sweetness and stuff, you know, but this one has more sweetness going on. And the blood orange adds a little bit of a fruity, kind of slightly sour balance off the top, but then it goes in the sweeter direction in typical Paco Rabanne fashion pretty quickly. But this is one of the cheapest Paco Rabanne scents you can buy. A lot of their stuff is, even on discounters, up in the $80, $90 range. The 1 millions, you know, are up in there, the new ones. Invictus, a lot of their new ones are up there, the regular Invictus and things like that for around maybe 60, but a lot of their stuff is coming with a bit more of a premium these days. This one, at around $30, it's one of the most affordable ones. You still get that great Paco Rabon performance and mass appeal, and it's a great all-around scent for cold weather. Next up, we have Low Blue Dissy Pour Homme, just the original one here. This one here has a lot of aromatics. That's what it is all about. So we've got rosemary, cypress, juniper berries, and many more than that as well. But that's kind of the gist of it here. It's green, it's woody, it's actually a little bit earthy. And, you know, kind of on paper, you might mistake this to be a blue scent, like an Ambroxan Sauvage type of thing. But it's really not. It's not like that at all. In fact, it's much more than that in terms of just having more of character and more of an interesting kind of backbone to it. This one smells very outdoorsy. And a lot of it's coming from the cypress in here. The woods almost has kind of a pine smell. It smells like you're outside in the outdoors. And as someone who likes to be in the outdoors myself, this one just kind of hits home for me. It's something ultimately that's different. I find it to be more of a warmer weather scent, even though it kind of has some contradictory notes to that, you know, so kind of an all year rounder. But I really like this one in spring, especially when everything's coming back to life. But early summer, if you wanted something unique to wear, it would be a great option as well. $30-ish, it's a great one to grab. My bottle is a full presentation bottle, but my cap got lost. So these do look much better with the cap, in my opinion. Okay, we're way under budget for this next one here. Plenty of room to play around. I just checked before shooting the video. It's $17 for 100 milliliters, full presentation, all of that. It is Antonio Banderas, the Icon. And I want to demonstrate something for you because the atomizer on this $17 scent is better than a lot of $30, $40, $50 scent atomizers that I have. Maybe even $60, $70 ones too. Ready? Watch. Let me get over here because it goes pretty far. Can you hear that signature pressurized atomizer click? That's impressive to say the least. And this one, it only takes one spray to come to this conclusion. Another kind of Sauvage, Dylan Blue, Aqua Atlantique type of deal going on. So yeah, blue fragrance, not exciting. People are yawning and clicking off the video and unsubscribing. But at this price range, you aren't getting too many competitors, direct competitors to Sauvage. There's Coach Platinum, which again, Sauvage with a twist, heavy-handed on the vanilla. That's not really a Sauvage clone. At the end of the day, there's quite a bit of a discrepancy. But when it comes to straight up going head-to-head with something like Dior Sauvage, Dylan Blue, Discontinued, Aqua Atlantique, and so on, for $17, I mean, you cannot beat that. There is nothing else out there costing this little amount of money that can give those a run for their money in the sense of smelling similar. Now, I'll be the first to admit, you know, when you start getting into the nitty-gritty, quality, and even performance and things like that, it's not going to touch Sauvage, right? Dylan Blue is still pretty far ahead at about $45 to $50. There are differences there, and you got to learn to accept that when you're on a budget and you're doing the best you can. Some people are way too critical of cheap scents. $17, under $20. If something is under $20, you should not be complaining about a single thing, right? Because what else do you expect, really? This one is well above every other $20 scent that I've smelled for the most part, and it's a bit less than that. So give this one a chance. Don't judge it too hard. $17, okay? It's really good for that amount of money. Right around $30 for Mercedes-Benz Select. Creed Aventus clone. Fruity Aventus. A lot of blackcurrant in here, a lot of bergamot, which is not fruity, it's citrusy, but the blackcurrant really gives it this sweet fruitiness. The pineapple accord in here also is giving it that sweet fruitiness. This one is bright, it's uplifting, it is absolutely amazing off the top. It has a lot of impact. You spray this one for the first time and smell it, whether it's up in the air, on skin, it punches you. It's strong, it hits hard, it gets your attention immediately. That's what works so well about it. In general, a lot of the Aventus smelling things follow that blueprint. They're big head turners. They stop people in their tracks because it's just different. And there's something special about that concoction that turns people's heads. This has that going on. There's a lot of Aventus clones out there. You don't need me to tell you that. You know that. At this point, though, a lot of them are, you know, $40, $50 plus dollars. There are a few out there that are in this price range as well, and maybe even a bit less, but not as ton. You know, the Armoffs and stuff are, you know, in the 40s and so now. So for around this price point, I would say, you know, if you're really on a strict budget, this would be about the best Aventus clone you can get before you start getting into the 40, 50 and beyond price point. This next one is, I don't know, $28, $30. Hugo Boss Reversed. One of my favorite cheapies here. Great for summertime. It has a ton of bergamot, grapefruit, vetiver, some ambroxan in here. Did I say rosemary, by the way? Has a lot of rosemary as well. Very aromatic and citrusy, and it smells so amazing. I love it. I've loved this since it first came out and I got it. I still remember where I shot my review. I still remember just how much I enjoyed that scent when I first got it and how much I still do. You know, it's easy to kind of look at this Hugo Boss line, this cheaper fragrance line here from them, the canteen bottles, and write a lot of them off because a lot of them are kind of boring. And a lot of them are kind of boring, to be fair. None of them really push the boundaries. I would say when it comes to these in particular, I'm not talking about the Boss bottled or, you know, Boss the scent. I'm talking these bottles here, this line, kind of the fresh line, you know, canteen bottles. This is the best one. It's the most interesting, the most unique, one of the best performing, one of the best quality. This one is ahead of the others in every way. And I'm going to finish this video off with an Invictus Aqua / Rassasi Howis alternative for cheap. $30 as well, maybe $32. Something like that. It is Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. So, you know, Invictus Aqua, both of them are discontinued, $100 plus, right? That's not worth it, okay? It's just, you know, you can get Rassasi Howis for about, you know, $49, $50 somewhere. I think I've seen it as low as like $42. So let's say $40 to $50 for the Rassasi. And if you're really on a budget and you want to save another 10 bucks, which, you know, nothing wrong with that. If you still can get a great product for it, might as well go for Legend Spirit. It's a great option. You know, the Rassasi might not be for the rock bottom price right now. I think 50 bucks might be about your barrier to entry for that one currently. You know, sometimes it'll pop up for sales and then it goes back to normal pricing. So maybe you're talking about $20 savings there between that and this. That's significant. That 20 bucks could go for another one of these. And so this one smells a lot like that DNA. It's very fruity, aquatic, ambroxan heavy, very playful, perfect for summertime, an absolute compliment magnet. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. Some of the best cheap $30 men's fragrances. If you are on a budget, there's nothing wrong with that. Go for these and they're not going to let you down. You know, the trend with all of these here for the most part is versatility. You know, it's king when you're on a budget. You want to be able to have things that you can wear for a multitude of situations, and these do that. I'll link them down below, and if you want to be notified of any rare, discontinued, or hard to find fragrances, jump on my mailing list and texting list at the link and number down below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.